Hi, Scrapbookers. This is Megan, and I'm back with another process video. This is the second part to a two-page layout that I'm doing. And this is actually the first page. I did the second page yesterday. So I know that's kind of an odd order to go in, but that's just how my creative process goes sometimes. So, and I'm sure most of you can understand. So here I am just cutting down the photos, and with this layout, I wanted, I wasn't exactly making them all the same size. I think only maybe two of these pictures are actually going to be the same size in the end, and it's actually two of these vertical ones that are going to be the same size, and the other ones are going to be all different. So this layout took me 1 hour and 5 minutes to create. And like I said, it's part of a two-page layout, and the second page actually looks nothing like this layout. I know that when most people do two-page layouts, that's the inspiration that I was going off of, by the way, from Pinterest. And I had those two pictures there on the right side that I was thinking, oh, that's the emphasis I want to make, is those two pictures are going to look exactly like that. And then I found this other layout on Pinterest that I was like, oh, I like that one too. So I think it's going to be kind of a mix of just, it's just kind of my own layout by the end. So anyway, what I was saying was, I know with two-page layouts, you could kind of try to make it the same theme, so that it'll spread across the page and just kind of flow. But with this one, I just kind of wanted to try something different and to not do that. So if you haven't watched the layout before this one, then go and watch it after this one. Or you could stop this one and watch that one first if you want to. I do kind of do a little talking in that video to kind of explain my thought process before I even started either of these layouts. So you can go back and listen to that if you want. And so I'm just kind of trying to figure out if I want to mat these and which paper I want to use to mat. I'm thinking that I'm going to use that paper, the tan with the floral on it. And I do actually end up using it. But there's those two specific rectangles that were meant to be pictures, is what I'm guessing, because it came with a kit or something. I got it like on major sale or at a thrift store or something. But I didn't want to use those spots because I don't really like other people telling me where I need to put pictures. So I'm going to end up covering it up with that pink paper that I have on top of it. And then also, what else am I going to do? Oh, I think it's just going to be that pink paper. So yeah, sorry, I was kind of looking at my layout that I have down here next to me. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put these two pictures. And I decide to mount them on this light pink paper. And so I kind of fuss around with that for a little bit. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll just, leave it like that and kind of layer them. And so I do end up cutting down this one picture that I have on my cutter right there. So it's not going to be the same size as that one on the light pink paper up there. And I step away from the camera for a little bit, apparently. I don't know why, I don't know where I went. And here I am. I came back and I'm trying to fit these two pictures on there. And I'm thinking I'm just going to place these last three down at the bottom somehow. And it's kind of funny to go back and watch how I do these, because this layout doesn't end up anything like I originally started doing, because you can see I have them in two different groups of pictures, and looking at the layout, how it actually turns out, and I really like how it turns out. And right here, right now, I can tell you I do not like the direction I'm going with these pictures. So I just keep looking at that layout just to kind of get, keep getting inspiration from it. And I'm just looking at different pinks to see what would look best. And I'm going to end up mounting those two pictures on this light pink. And so this is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. And then I go through the stack of squares. They're 4x4s from the Just Add Color kit by Becky Higgins. And I really like this one that says, I think this says it all. And so I'm going to put it right there in the middle. And then I have this odd photo. And I'm trying to figure out what on earth I'm going to do with it now. And it just keeps standing out to me. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cover up this bottom part. And I decide to cut down this pink piece of paper, and I'm just going to put it right under the photos there. And I like how it has that little frame. It's kind of like a grayish box. So, okay, so here I am just still playing with the photos and moving them around, trying to get the placement right. And I decided to glue down this pink piece of paper because I know that I like it and I want to get it down so it'll stop moving. So I place that down and then I move everything down again, and I'm just going to glue these two top photos down and cut them. I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And sometimes you just have to do that. I like what Katie Scott says. She's a scrapbooker on YouTube that I watch, and she often goes by the rule of, oh gosh, now I can't even think of what she says. Just stick it down or something. I don't know. Pick it and stick it, I think is what she says all the time. So I finally just decided to pick it and stick it. Okay, so this is now me trying to figure out what alphas I want to use for the title. And the title of this page is going to be My Boys Love, and then ... and then the page after this one is called Snack Time. So, and here I am just gluing down the photos. I'm finally okay with how I have them set up. And so I'm gluing everything down, and I took a photo of it so that I would remember the placement that I liked. So that's what I'm doing with my phone, just referencing how I liked them. And I liked having the pictures at an angle. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Here I'm kind of messing with them to see if I do like them at an angle, definitely or not. So I glue the photos all down, and then I go back to the layout that I was looking at to reference. And I step away again. I'm sorry, I apologize. And now I'm back. So I pull out the alphas again, and I'm just trying to figure out which one I really want to use. And so I'm thinking that I will use this one for the word love. And so I'm just going through all the letters, and I couldn't find a V. And so I'm trying to figure out if there's a letter that I could make into a V, but nothing really looked good. So I put away that alpha and I pull out this one from Amy Tangerine, and they're kind of like vellum. I think that's what they are. They are vellum alpha. And I put them on my wax paper because I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to place them, the titles. So I start putting them down, my boys, and I'm going to decide to use this vellum alpha for the my boys part, and then use the Dear Lizzie thickers for the word love. And so I decide on putting it down there on the bottom. I really like how that looks. My boys love ... And this V, I think I took off the sticky part by accident, so I'm just gluing it down. And then I find 3 little dots from the alpha sheet, and I put those on there. And I'm just going to kind of clean up, set things aside. And there's kind of that weird space between the title and the photos. So I pull out my ribbon to cover up a little bit of that space. And this is all my scrap ribbon. I just have a Tupperware container that holds the scrap ribbon. And I end up liking this polka dot. It's white and black. And then this blue one. And so I leave those there, and I'm using my fire gun. Oh my gosh, I can't think what it's called. But I'm using that to seal the ends so they don't fray. And then I use my Martha Stewart glue to adhere the ribbon, and I end up not liking it because it totally sees through and it gets all messy. So I just decide to rub it off and use my tape gun or tape roller. And I actually stepped away to go wash that ribbon, the white and black one. I put it in the sink and actually washed the glue off because it just wasn't coming off and it was bothering me. So I'm kind of letting it sit over there to dry for a little bit. I didn't get it too wet, but it's still wetter than I'd like it to be. And so I'm going to use some doilies, just one doily, and I'm going to put it one on that side and then one on the other side. And I cut the first one to the length that I wanted, so that's why it was shorter, and then the other side of it was bigger. So here I am just gluing everything down, and I decided to pull out another one to make it the same size and not waste that other one because I didn't want it to have to pull up the pictures and have to stick it under there. So then I glue that down on the right hand side. And I glue the ribbon back down. And finally that black and white polka dot is dry, so I place that there. And I'm looking for some embellishments that I could put there. in the middle of those two doilies. And I had some of these, excuse me, I'm sorry. I had some of these circles that I had made with my silhouette with the sketch pens and then cut them out. And so I'm going to use those and kind of make my own little embellishment. I pulled out some of these Studio Calico wood veneers, and I like that arrow. So I just cut down the circle, and I'm going to place that one on the bottom, and then the smaller one I'm going to put on a foam adhesive, and so it gives it a little bit of dimension. And then I'm just trying to decide whether I like that small arrow that's from the middle of that circle with the arrow inside of it, and I decide that I like the circle with the arrow inside of it. So I glue that down using my Martha Stewart wide tip glue pen. And then I'm kind of just fussing with a few other little tags and embellishments, trying to see if I want to place anything else on this layout. And I don't actually do anything more. So that is the end. Thanks for watching, and here are some close-ups for you to see the little embellishment clusters. Thanks for watching. Bye.